What's the matter?
We ran into some very concerning things on Tsurumi Island.
Your point being?
We'd like to know what your relationship with the island is.
That's none of your business. You've already helped Lady Sumida find the Mashiro, so there's no need for any further association between us.
Yikes, how cold! Actually, Miss Sumida's commission isn't over yet. She wanted us to continue investigating Tsurumi Island.
Alright, I understand.
Huh? And now he's so willing all of a sudden.
Kama is my family's... Just consider it my clan's name. Our ancestor was from Tsurumi Island.
What? Why did Miss Sumida tell us any of that?
Gasp, shock, lightning crackle, lightning crackle.
That's because I never told her.
But why?
Because she never asked. If she asked, I would have told her. But since she hasn't, I'm simply her boatman. I follow her to Yashiori Island to gather reference material. I smuggle snacks from Liyue. I listen to her read books. I think this is a good deal.
So, about your ancestor.
My ancestor could not stomach what was happening on Tsurumi Island and left. So he built a small boat and followed the path of the so-called Thunderbird.
He went to Rite Island.
That's right. My ancestors lived on Seirai Island for a long time. Sometime later, the Thunderbird destroyed Tsurumi Island, and even later on, it was killed on Seirai. The island became nigh uninhabitable then, so we migrated to Kanazuka.
Koseki Village and Asase Shrine.
Asase Shrine was constructed to suppress the Thunderbird's power, or so I heard, while Koseki Village was built to house those who had relocated to Seirai to make offerings at the shrine. Our family was lucky enough to survive these various catastrophes, and so we began working into Tarasuna. Afterward, having despaired of the way in which the then inspector acted, my ancestors resigned and moved to Narukami Island. Previously, we even made a tidy sum of Mora and Rito doing business, but by the time it came to my father's generation, we had little to our name but a pile of debts.
You really remember history very clearly.
Each generation of our family will tell our story to the one that follows. We have a strong oral tradition. It is said that this was due to our earliest ancestor claiming that he had given up everything, save for the reason he had left in the first place. Before my father passed on, he claimed that we were the last scions of the people of Tsurumi Island, although that hardly counts for much. We were no illustrious clan, like one might consider the Hiragi or Kamisato to be. The only thing he left me was a single small boat.
Why did your ancestor leave Tsurumi Island?
We hold that it is because the Thunderbird showed favor to a certain child, which the priests then decided to sacrifice to it. Our ancestor could not accept such a thing, so he left. He originally wanted to take the child with him, but it seems that the other party stayed of their own accord.
That must have been really hard for him.
So the unnatural occurrences on the island.
They must be the result of very large-scale leyline disorders. It is said that the sound of Tsurumi Island being destroyed could be heard all the way from Seirai.
Oh, was the Thunderbird really that powerful?
Considering that it reduced Rite Island to such a state, I'm afraid that it is that powerful, Paimon.
My father did take me to Tsurumi once, to see where it all began. Apparitions of the past would appear amidst the sea of fog, illusions replaying past events. Namely, the final ceremony held on the island, albeit one in which the flow of time is all wrong. The Thunderbird then destroyed Tsurumi Island, resulting in a great storm. And then it started all over again.
So that's the reason why those people didn't take any notice of us at all? Because they were illusions of the past?
How bizarre.
There's no meaning in speaking to the islanders. They are simply shadows created by the leyline disorders. However, there is one exception, which is the child who was the offering to the Thunderbird. I believe this to be the Rue you spoke of.
But that means we gotta save him!
I wouldn't worry about this. They are all ultimately illusions created by the ley lines.
I'd like to help him too.
Even if he is an illusion, he's still Paimon's friend.
Well, it doesn't matter to me either way. I have no love for Tsurumi, nor do I have any from my father's talk of bloodlines and history. If I were Lady Sumida, I would say something like, if the cycle of the Sea of Fog can be broken, then that history may also be ended.
It would make a good story.
Haha, very funny.
But you didn't laugh.
Really? I did, in fact, find it quite interesting.
Well, sure. Either way, thanks for telling us all this stuff, Kama.
Lady Sumida commissioned you. I have said enough, I believe.
That's Kama all we need to do. Now it's time to go looking for Rue. Rue's not here.
Maybe he's deeper inside.
We need to find him and quick. If not, the Islanders are going to sacrifice him to the Thunderbird.
According to what Kama said.
Yeah, Paimon knows that all the things happening here are illusions that constantly repeat themselves. But if that's the case, doesn't that mean that Rue's been sacrificed to the Thunderbird Archon only knows how many times? That's just too sad. We've got to help him no matter what.
You're right, let's do this.
Yeah. Over there! We've seen those people before. What were their names again? Nope, wait, it was an illusion, wasn't it?
Isn't Rue lucky?
Don't be silly.
Oh, sorry.
And the fact that I'm the only one doing work over here makes it worse.
That's Ipe and Makiri. Looks like they're making offerings to the perch. Ooh, Paimon has an idea.
What a coincidence. So do I.
They said that the perches are key to the ceremony, and so people need to make offerings there and protect them. Well, this ceremony will be able to continue if we destroy the perches, right?
But they're illusions of the past.
Well, even if that's so, don't you think it's worth a shot? Since these Islanders love their Thunderbird and perches and stuff so much, let's just give wrecking them a go. They said that these perches contain the Thunderbird's power, right? Maybe they'll react if we blow them away. Yeah. Ooh, it works! It really works! Come on, let's go get the rest!
What's going on
The
here?
Purge.
Ah! 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 That should be all those perches. Let's hope that's enough to stop the ceremony.
Well, let's just hope so, hey?
We've got no clue where Rue is.
Well, if we want to be sure that we've disrupted the ceremony, we should go to the ceremonial site.
Huh. That's right. Rue always wanted us to take part in that ceremony. Let's hope it doesn't end the same way this time.
You flee from the storm together with Paimon.
It could have been a result of us destroying the perches.
That's true. They did have power in them after all. Uh-oh! If it's storming out there, Rue might be in danger.
We should go look for him.
Well, let's double back and see if we can find him then. There's Rue. Rue, you were right.
Lumine. Paimon. Why? Why did you do this?
Huh?
I thought that the two of you were good, strong people. And that you'd be different from the others. You came back to look for me, listen to everything I said. I thought that the ceremony would go well this time, but...
We want to stop the ceremony. That way you'll be safe.
We're just trying to help.
But you're not helping! Back then, something happened. Something went wrong. Things were going so well. But then I woke up. I found that the island had become like this. Everyone was weird. No one could see me. No one could hear me. Then after a while, a storm would start, and it would be super scary. At these times, only Wakukawa and Atake would be struck by lightning. I'd hide there and wait for the storm to end. But once the thunder stopped, everything would repeat all over again. I would wake up, and everyone would be doing the same things. Kapatsu's missing too. I couldn't find her, not even on Makana. The ceremony must have gone wrong. It must have made her angry. That's why I prepared another ceremony. And another. And another. But it always ends the same. That's why I had the idea of bringing in people from the outside. I thought that you were my friends. And that you'd help me.
Actually, hold on a moment. Who is Kapatsu anyway?
She's the Thunderbird, isn't she?
That's right. That's what they call her. She's our guardian deity. If the ceremony goes smoothly, Kapatsu will be pleased. That way, everyone will be happy. In the past, Kapatsu paid no attention to the people who were offered to her, but I'm different. That's why I have to make sure that the ceremony goes well. That way, everyone can go back to normal and live their lives again. Big brother Ipe and big sister Makiri will get married, and Kita will grow up and become great adventurers. And once things are better here, big sister Saya will come back. Big brother Kama too. And Dad will no longer have to be afraid of Kapatsu's wrathful lightning. And everyone would realize that the outside world isn't a bad place because there are good people like you in it. So why? Why did you ruin the ceremony?
Because this isn't right.
That's not true. This is right. Don't come back here again. There's going to be another storm. It's going to be super scary. Just go already. I don't want to see you ever again.
No use staying here. Let's go and report back to Miss Sumida.
You're right. Let's go.
It's you two. Have there been any new developments?
You recount what happened on Tsurumi Island to Sumida.
I've got it! Now, let's break this down simply. According to your plot, the flow of time in Tsurumi Island does not match that of the outside world. If it were me, I certainly would, as you have, ascribe this to a special ley line disorder. I doubt that such a ley line disorder could occur naturally, so let's just say it fell from the skies. Maybe it was a fragment of Celestia or something. Which then mixed together with the lightning storms created by the Thunderbird to create these phenomena? And I'd give this plot a 4 out of 10. Maybe. It's usable, but it's hard to execute. There should be a more elegant way of writing this.
What do you mean when you say plot, anyway?
Oh, don't worry about it. It's nothing of particular note. So if we want to push the story forward, we need a few more plot points in play. For example, the Surumi tragedy was born from a misunderstanding. That's what I'd read anyway. For example, the priests in Rue might have taken the Thunderbird's favor upon Rue as a sign that it wanted him as a sacrifice. But, in truth, the Thunderbird might have just liked him in particular. I suppose the resolution to such a plotline would simply be to find a way to convey Rue's feelings to the Thunderbird.
Don't you think that's rather cliché?
Well, I can't say for sure, but I don't think there's any problem with this progression per se. I remember a very popular series that ran for at least a few dozen volumes with this plot as the basis for its story. You just need to find some ways to continuously insert various happenings that pose obstacles to the misunderstanding's resolution and allow it to fester. Why that book?
Could we get back on topic?
Oh, right. Sorry. But according to the developments you've mentioned, since the Thunderbird was vanquished on Sarai Island and Rue himself is but a shade of the past, then you can only avert this catastrophe via some mystical means. This is really quite hard to write. There are so many things that would be hard to explain. Unacceptable! The Chronicles of the Sea of Fog working title can't be that sort of story. Do you have any other ideas, Lumine?
Mind if we say something about Kama for a moment?
Oh, you've seen him around then.
You tell Sumida about Kama's experiences.
Wait, what? Kama is a descendant of Surumi Island natives? Let's go look for him, right now!
You head to Rito with Sumida to ask Kama some questions.
It is as Lumine says. I am a descendant of the Surumi Island natives.
Why didn't you tell me that earlier? All those times I got you to send those people there.
You never asked, Lady Sumida.
Well, that's just how you are, but...
Nor will telling Tsurumi's story edify anyone. My father clung to that story till his dying day. From the time I was young, he would often take me there. It's a gloomy place, one filled with nothing but terrible memories. But had you asked me, Lady Sumida, I would have told you.
You should have a bit more faith in him. Kama's a really reliable guy.
You're right. If I had been more willing to ask for his opinion and trusted him more, I wouldn't have had to do this in such a roundabout fashion. I'm sorry, Kama.
It's alright.
Well then, as a remnant of Surumi Island, what do you think of this? The last scion of Surumi returns to his desolate homeland, only to be caught up in the twisted weft of time. Simply put, you hear the call of your ancestors and head into the mists of Surumi Island. Following the sound of the Moshiro, you traverse the fog, only to realize as you approach the site of that millennia-old ceremony that you've become the same ancestor who bore your name all those years ago! There you experience the island's final day until violet lightning and roaring thunder rend the skies. Then you awake, only to have the same day begin again! Well, what do you think? Is this plot, this novel is amazing, grand prize worthy?
Will this really work?
It's not that impressive.
I get it. You probably greatly value Surumi's history, so it's no surprise that you might be offended by my fictional appropriations. So how about this then?
I'm not talking about that. Tsurumi's history doesn't matter that much to me. I just feel that this plot doesn't grab me as much as the Toki Alley Tales or Kino's Travels that you read to me before. Nor does it quite flow as freely as The Three Young Nobles.
That was blunt of you?
Sorry.
No, don't apologize at moments like this. It just feels even more hurtful to me as a writer.
Sorry. I shouldn't have apologized.
This is so annoying. But most annoying of all is the fact that I can't refute your critique.
Don't give up, Miss Sumida. You just need to write something that Kama will find interesting.
Yes, I know. I will do that. Kama's heard a lot of stories after all. If he finds some interesting, I'm sure my editor will too.
Don't give up either, Paimon.
Paimon was just thinking. Paimon's never giving up, mind you. Paimon's just thinking, could we try the method that Miss Sumida just mentioned?
What did I say? I've already forgotten.
We could give it a go.
But you're the one who said not to give up, Lumine. Paimon won't either. And anyway, didn't we agree to go have a good meal at Kimi Nani restaurant once we finish this commission?
I don't think I follow exactly. But it's good to see that Paimon's so spirited.
You're talking to the illustrious Paimon after all.
Well, then about this commission of ours.
We'll continue plumbing the depths of Tsurumi Island's mysteries.
Alright, in that case, I look forward to your next report. How do you adventurers say it again? Ah, right. Ad Astra Abyssos, Lumine.
It's not that impressive.
She's the Thunderbird, isn't she?
What's going on
The
here?
Purge.
You flee from the storm together with Paimon.
But you're not helping! That was blunt of you.